I've helped hundreds of students secure a spot at the Ivy League, Stanford, and MIT. And today I'm going to talk about the top 6 extracurricular activities that admissions officers simply cannot ignore. And you have to get these 6 extracurricular activities into your activity sheet. Otherwise, I believe that you will have a significantly diminished odds of acceptance. And so part of our process at Admission Site is helping students navigate this highly complex Ivy League admissions process and really building and strengthening their extracurricular profile so that it's as marketable as possible in front of admissions officers. So today, without further ado, let's get into the top 6 extracurricular activities that you must have on your activity sheet to help you stand out when it comes to Ivy League admissions. At the top of the activity sheet, when it comes to the Common App, you need to start a leadership organization or nonprofit in which you're president and founder. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to the Common App, there's slots for top 5 awards and honors, top 10 extracurricular activities that you could fill out, slots 1 through 10 on the activity sheet, an additional 300-word additional information section where you could put additional awards and honors and additional activities. Now, at the very top in slot 1 of the extracurricular activity sheet, you need to have a leadership or nonprofit organization in which you're president and founder. Now, keep in mind that these Ivy League colleges, they're looking for world leaders. They're looking for students who have made a tremendous impact on their society. And so part of this process is really trying to identify what impact that you want to make. Is it expanding healthcare access through genetic testing? Or is it fighting for humanitarian rights or social justice? Or is it expanding environmental sustainability through renewable energy? What is the hook and theme or social impact that you want to make? And that is going to be represented by the leadership organization that you want to start. Slot number 2 in this list are passion projects. Now, usually our students will do anywhere from 2 or 3 passion projects that support their hook and theme. Now, passion projects might be, for example, a student who built a machine learning project on detecting breast cancer using ultrasound images. Or it might be a student who wrote a public policy proposal fighting for humanitarian rights and social justice. Or it might mean a student who built a mobile app for underserved communities to assist with socioeconomic inequality. For example, one of our students built a mobile app that monitors food insecurity and, leftover excess food that restaurants have that could be utilized for underserved communities. Whatever passion project you end up doing, it needs to center on a specific social mission or cause and advance a greater cause beyond your own within your local community. That's also tied to your academic passions. Now, these passion projects are something that we work with our students on. We come up with specific, unique passion projects to help them stand out. We even had one political science major who was admitted to Dartmouth that started a platform called Propose Now, where students get to understand different legislation that's getting passed through Congress and build awareness in this community on different public policy proposals. And so students could upvote and downvote and share their opinions on these public policy proposals within their school community to build awareness of these issues. So there's a lot of different passion projects that you can do. We try to identify it based on your academic interests and the social impact that you want to make. That's going to help you separate yourself apart when it comes to college admissions. At slot number 3 in the activity sheet, you definitely want research projects. So you want to either secure a research internship at a lab or do an independent research project on a cutting edge academic domain. So typically how we help with students here is we help them come up with an idea and develop a unique research project, whether it's in astrophysics or neuroscience or mechanical engineering. We try to identify research areas by looking at existing papers and how we could really push the forefront of knowledge using cutting edge math, computer science, machine learning, deep learning, and computational techniques to advance the forefront of knowledge, right? So we need to come up with a hypothesis. We have to come up with experimentation to test a hypothesis, followed by rigorous methodology and results and strong conclusions that ultimately ultimately culminates into a research paper. Now, college admissions, when you apply, they will take a research paper as supplemental material. In addition, you could also get a research paper published, which is an additional activity or award that you could include in your application. And most of our students will also compete in science fair competitions. These are competitions like the Regeneron Science and Engineering Fair or the Regeneron Science Talent Search, which would dramatically increase your odds of admission as well. Outside of research, the fourth most important activity is summer programs. And you really want to get into a highly competitive summer program, whether it's RSI or the Simons Summer Research Program or the Yale Young Global Scholars. Getting into a competitive summer program counts as an extracurricular activity that we report in the activity sheet to round out the top 10 activities that's going to drive your admissions outcome. Now, when it comes to summer programs, there's definitely highly competitive ones and they're the pay-to-play ones. I've been asked a lot, do the pay-to-play ones actually help? My short answer is yes, as long as they're experiential in nature. So a summer program that won't help is like Introduction to Algebra, right? That's a foundational academic course that doesn't really help. But if it's a summer program where you get hands-on exposure, maybe you get to work in a lab environment, maybe you get to work with professors on a research proposal, maybe you get to do experiments. For humanities majors, it might be writing an article in a magazine, or it might be writing a public policy proposal. There's different ways are more hands-on where you can showcase your intellectual curiosity, especially your interdisciplinary love for learning outside of the classroom, and those typically help. These might be the Brown pre-college summer programs or the pre-college summer programs at Columbia, where you get more of a hands-on exposure. Now, besides that, there are summer programs like RSI or Simons or the Summer Science Program or Yale Young Global Scholars. These are summer programs where you get to have really low odds of acceptance, and if you could crack these acceptance rates through rigorous summer program application essays, these would also dramatically increase your odds of acceptance. Now, the fifth most important activity when it comes to college admissions is definitely school clubs. Okay, school clubs might mean Model United Nations or FBLA or Science Olympiad. There's a lot of school clubs out there that will increase your odds of acceptance as long as you get leadership positions in these clubs, right? So this might mean team captain at Science Olympiad or the president of Model United Nations or maybe officer in DECA or FBLA or HOSA, right? These are activities that would build out your profile, and these are still important because we want to see how you've gotten leadership positions at school. The sixth most important activity that you have to get into your activity sheet is definitely volunteerism. So for volunteering, you get to get either the Presidential Volunteering Service Award or the Congressional Service Award. These are volunteering awards that also help your profile. Now, if your child has none of these things, you definitely want to book a consultation with us. We could evaluate your child's profile using the first link below in the description, and we'll figure out exactly how to build your student's profile and also figure out what the gaps are. So these are really the top 6 activities that you have to get in your activities list, right? It's a leadership organization, nonprofit. It's the passion projects that are unique and differentiated. It's the research project at number 3. It's the summer programs at number 4. It's the school clubs and organizations at number 5. And number 6, we have volunteering and service. Now, these are activities that you have to get, but at the end of the day, keep in mind, the common application has top 10 slots for awards. And there's also additional information section at 300 words where you could fill out additional awards and honors as well as additional activities. So our students have significantly more than just 6 activities. But if you're asking what are the most important activities, these are the 6 that you have to have in your application, in your activity sheet to truly maximize your odds of acceptance. So if you liked what we talked about today and you're interested in learning more, feel free to book an initial consultation with us through the link in our bio or the first link in the description below. We'll evaluate your child's case, the weaknesses, the strengths. We'll identify the gaps and areas for improvement to build a complete, robust college application profile to maximize our odds of getting into a top-tier school.